This is Abe Friedhanser from Awards Watch, and I'm so thrilled to be speaking with Trish Adlesic about the film The ABCs of Book Banning. How are you, Trish?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much.
Can you tell me about your interest in the subject and how this movie became a movie?
Yes, absolutely. I had heard about book banning the last few years, and I heard some books were being banned, but I didn't really realize the magnitude of the volume of books that were being banned. And I was working with Sheila Nevins on another project, and Sheila Nevins gets up early every morning at 7 a.m. and she looks at TikTok and Instagram, and she saw a woman named Grace Linn, who was 99 or 100 years old at the time, and went before her Florida school board protesting that the books in her school district were being banned, talking about how her husband was killed by the Nazis. And Sheila was very moved by it and inspired by it and called me and said, "Can you find this woman and can you go to Florida tomorrow?" It was on a Friday afternoon. I thought, heck, I'd be glad to go to Florida. And I fell in love with Grace too. So I flew to Florida and I met her and put Sheila in touch. We all came together. And she was extraordinary. And once we started digging into the issue, we realized how serious it was that almost at the time we finished the film, almost 2,000 books were banned. Currently, today, there are 6,000 books banned in 41 states. So I really didn't realize how serious it was. So Grace was the great inspiration. And Sheila Nevins, with her fierce commitment to fighting for what's right in this world, really wanted to hear from children about how they felt about book banning. At the opening of the film, we talk about how the people who are advocating for book banning feel. We see a lot of press on that, but we don't get to see much about the kids' perspectives. And so we decided to bookend Grace, opening and closing the piece and having the kids and other kind of pieces, by bringing the books to life through the various montages you see in the film. That's how we really got into it. And and some of the other social justice issues I fight for, it was totally in line with the kind of work I want to be a part of.
For such a serious subject, it's a relatively playful film. Is that what you had always intended and expected?
That's also a very good question. We didn't want to do the typical investigative docu. We wanted to do sort of what I call a lyrical poem, so that it would charm people and bring people into the conversation, so it wasn't so volatile, with this sort of divisiveness that's out there. We wanted people to really kind of look at it in a way that it sort of gave people a visceral experience. And so that's why it's more of a presentation, if you will, the types of music we chose and the animations, so things that would reflect kids' imaginations. And so that's really how we made some of the decisions we made.
I have to imagine that with the way that people monitor books out there for objectionable content, people like me and others who appreciate the film are not the only ones you've heard from with opinions about this. Have you received toxic negative feedback? Are people trying to shut down this film like they're trying to shut down the books?
We have received some pretty serious threats on our social media sites. And people that are very dear to me who have posted for the film have received some very nasty comments. I think that, we are absolutely firmly behind advocating for age appropriate material for children. But under the guise of, all these books are sexually explicit and inappropriate for children, that is what they use to say that the book should be banned, when the majority of the books that are banned are not comprised of sexually explicit books. They represent Black history, they represent the Holocaust, they represent women's rights, they represent LGBTQ plus matters. And we see now in analyzing, as we were approaching all the kinds of books that were being banned, really what's behind the banning is discrimination and racism and not wanting people to be empowered. First, Mina Harris's book, Ambitious Girl, who's, our vice president's niece, to have, what's so bad, you saw what's so bad about telling girls to have confidence and to be strong and to speak up. Why is that being banned? Right? Because some people don't want young girls to be independent and have a voice on what they believe in.
I hope that there are lots of people who support this film will be able to see it. It's available on Paramount Plus if you haven't already. Trish, thank you so much and good luck at the Oscars.
Thank you so much, Abe. I'm excited. It'll be great for the issue.